Hello guys, it is your brother Apocalypse Hampton. Your brother during the apocalypse and your brother during regular times. And let's be honest, right now, it's not the apocalypse. It's not. But I'm here to give you a quick home workout routine you can do because, as you may have heard, a lot of the gyms are closed, which, good. I think one of the best things a lot of people can do for their health and fitness is to stay away from the gym anyway. Now, if that's what motivates you and you like going to the gym, gets you up and going, I applaud you. I have nothing against that. But I'm just very wary of people trying to sell you your own health, fitness, and happiness by saying you need these machines, you need these weights. Because to be very clear, you do not need a gym to achieve an elite level of fitness, strength, and health at all. Now, the exercises we'll cover will be, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, leg lifts, bridges, and what the heck, we'll go over some handstands today. Now, if you've never seen my other content, I'm a big believer in making all calisthenics exercises progressive, which means if I'm doing push-ups, I'm always working towards a preset goal of sets and repetitions, and when I hit that goal, I move on to a harder form of push-up. So it's very linear in a sense. And this is similar to how people approach the bench press. If someone were to bench press, say, 150 pounds, they wouldn't just keep bench pressing that and increasing repetitions and say, well, I can bench press 150 pounds 100 times, which would be very impressive actually. But no, when most people hit a preset goal, they increase the weight. This is progressive overload, and with weightlifting, we increase the weight. With calisthenics, we increase the difficulty of exercise using leverage, unilaterality and bilaterality, range of motion, and so on and so forth. But for this exercise routine, I can't combine all of that into one video, so I'm just going to give you a quick exercise routine that most people can do, and I'll give some easier variations and some harder variations, perhaps. So we're just going to start with the push-up. I'm going to move the camera around because I don't have a camera person. Hello from the ground. So we're just going to hit some push-ups. It's regular push-ups. If you want an easier variation, you can do push-ups on your knees like this. I don't like to call them girl push-ups, just knee or kneeling push-ups. And there are also incline push-ups that you can do with your hands on a table, and there are wall push-ups. And you can find all this on Google. I'm just trying to keep a brief video that you can do against the wall. But we're just going to hit some regular push-ups right here. I would go for a set of 20, perhaps. Can I do it together? 5. You don't, in my opinion, have to lock out the arms. That it looks better that way. I don't really believe there's a difference, a significant difference, and I've done a lot of push-ups. Some people say the upper 2 or 3 inches is the hardest part. I don't really see that at all. I would say the bottom part is the most difficult. Now, an important thing, I think that was 20, I was counting while I was talking, is I go from my arms almost fully extended to about where my upper arms are parallel with the ground, like this. Now, when we approach the bottom and the top ranges of motion, you want to approach that with a gentleness of how you would kiss a baby. I learned that from an acquaintance, Paul Wade, in his books. But you want to approach that with the speed and the aggressiveness with which you would kiss a baby. So, right here, like this, if I went like, that's bad, baby's dead, you kissed it too hard. Okay, and similarly up here, okay, we're not doing clapping push-ups. You want to go like this. Teaches us control, and it makes the exercise harder. And you want to do the exercises slow and controlled like this. Okay, so I believe that was a set of 20. You can go through the other exercises and do this as a circuit. So moving on. Okay, the next exercise we'll do is the leg lift. Now this is, if you don't know what that is, it's similar to a sit-up, but instead of bringing your torso up, you are bringing your legs up. In my opinion, it is slightly more functional because we are usually trying to bring our legs up and not necessarily leaning forward, in the sense that we need more strength to lean forward, if that makes sense. But both are fine exercises. Now, you can use an exercise mat like this. I brought it, but I probably won't use it, so we'll just go like this. Actually, you know what? Fine. Okay, we're going to aim for 2 sets of however many you can do, or 2 sets of 35. Okay, a leg lift is done, in my opinion, like this. Slow and controlled. Now remember, in a previous video, I mentioned how when I do this, I like to suck in my stomach. Basically, I'm trying to keep my belly button as close to my spine as possible. This way, the transverse abdominis is worked as well as the rectus abdominis. Like this. Now, an easier variation is this. These are just flat knee raises. Okay, a little bit harder than that is bent knee raises. You see the difference? Flat is just bringing your knees up like this, pretty much towards 90 degrees. Bent at 90 degrees. Bent legs are about 45 degrees. Okay, we're just gonna do. I'll do 30. You can follow along. I actually don't touch my heels to the ground. I hover them about an inch away. And again, you want to approach the bottom part and the top part with speed, strength, and aggressiveness, which you would kiss a baby. $19, $20, $21. If you're following along, we're almost there. I think that was 25, but I'm not the best at counting. I actually haven't done those in a while. Anyway, moving on. Let's do squats. I know it's suddenly dark, but I had to move the camera back so you can see my full body for the squats. We're just going to do regular full body squats. We can go for a set of 25, and an easier variation will be going halfway down. Another one, you could also use something to help yourself up, like a stable surface, like a couch or a sturdy table. So we're just going to do a set of 25. Like it. I don't really like how I'm decapitating myself. Yeah, it's better, I guess. Now I have my hands out like this. You don't really need to have your hands out. You can have them here. You can have them here. This is generally considered easier for some people, I think, because it helps them balance, especially if you have more more padding right here. What you don't want to do is swing up like this. We want to be stable and under control at all times. And I believe that was a set of 25. Now again, if you want to do the easier ones, like that. And I wouldn't use a door handle, but just like a stable surface can help you up. Moving on, let's do pull-ups. Okay, so pull-ups are generally considered a more difficult bodyweight exercise, so we're going to shoot for a set of 9. If you want an easier variation, I don't have the room to show you here, but you can do something called a horizontal or an Australian pull-up, which is basically just lowering the bar to where it's around sternum height or hip height. I would start with sternum height to make sure you're comfortable with that. And if you have a pull-up bar that's adjustable, you can actually move it down, or you can buy some gym rings and you can hang them from anything. That's one of the best things you can buy, in my opinion. So we're just gonna do this. Slow and steady. I go all the way down and all the way up. But if it hurts your joints, you don't have to do the bottom position for now. I think that was a set of 9. I might have done an extra one. I don't think I did one fewer. Just gonna move on to bridges. Okay, welcome back to the ground for this one. We're gonna do bridges. Again, a lot of people, even if they're fairly strong or fit, can't do them at first, or can't do a lot of them. Don't worry, there are easier variations. You can do something called a short bridge, or a half bridge, which is just this. A harder variation would be a straight bridge, like this. Okay. But for my demonstration, we're just going to do regular bridges. I'm going to move the camera back a little bit so you can see more of my body, and we're going to do 2 sets of 9. I'm only going to demonstrate 1 set, as I've been so far. You want to push from your hands and your legs. A lot of guys will want to push just from their arms because they're macho. And try to push fairly evenly from your legs and your arms. You really want to shoot for fully extending your arms and your legs. I know it's difficult. I can't usually do that. An important note for bridges is you want to do them while you're breathing normally and evenly. Unless you're flapping your mouth, like I was, you don't really want to seem like you're straining to breathe. Being able to do bridges while breathing normally and evenly is a sign that you've begun to master the exercise. Okay, moving on to our final one, let's do some hand balancing exercises. We can do them against a wall, especially if you're starting out. It's important to build strength before you build the balance for handstands. We're going to move on. An important note for handstands is that they are optional. You do not have to do them. If you can't do the rest of the exercises very comfortably and easily, you may want to avoid these, especially if you can't do the push-ups, the 2 sets of 20 push-ups. We do 2 sets, the 25 push-ups very comfortably and easily. You may want to avoid handstands for now until you are stronger. Don't worry, it will come. And you can rest assured that you're training your shoulders and your arms very adequately with all the other exercises. So an easier variation of the handstand would just be a headstand, which I'll show very briefly before I move on to the handstand. We're going to do either one for however long you can do. I'm just going to demonstrate for about 15 to 30 seconds. I'm going to count in my head. Good luck to me. So just follow along. We're going to do them against the wall again first until we build up the strength, and then we can do them freestanding. Like this. Let's kick up. Your heels should touch the wall very gently. There should not be too much pressure on your head. You can be anywhere from like 5 inches to 15 inches, whatever's more comfortable for you, away from the wall. That's the headstand. So we're just gonna do a handstand for about however long you can do. I probably won't talk during the handstand. I probably won't edit that out. Just too lazy. You can see me fail. Okay, that's my home workout routine. Again, if you were following along, you would proceed to do that again, maybe twice. I'm sorry if I rambled on a little bit too long. I was kind of worried about that. I'm a very thorough kind of person, and I want to make sure to give you the information that you need, especially if it'll keep you safe, even if it does take a little bit longer. I will put a time code at the beginning of the video so you know when the exercises start. This is Hampton from Hybrid Calisthenics. I hope you stay safe out there. I think you'll be okay. If you follow my social media on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, I'm trying to be everywhere. I give some infection prevention tips, and you can always reach out to me on social media or by email, and you can just talk. And if you can ask me any questions, thank you so much for watching. Talk to you guys soon.